Okay, so hello everyone. In today's video I'm going to show you how to fix your brake that is leaking brake fluid. And I will also show you how to bleed your brake on your own, okay? So first things first, if you notice your reservoir is losing brake fluid, then you have a leak somewhere in the system. And the first thing that you would want to look for is right here. So there's none there. Here as well, okay? And here, and here, and the other one is on the other side, and this one goes out to the rear wheels. So we see no leaking problems here, so the next thing that we'll want to check is to check our wheels one by one. And if you have a leak somewhere, it's easily noticeable. So check here. Check also on the other side, there's none there. On the rear wheel, left side rear wheel, there's none there. And on the right side, as you can see, we have leaks on our brake drums as well as on our tire. So now that we're sure that it's on this side that there's a leak, so we need to take the wheel off and then of course jack it up first. Okay, so now that the vehicle is safely on jack stands, now remove the wheel. So there we go. Now we remove the brake drum. Now, in order for us to release the brake drum, we need to release the handbrake. But first, just a matter of precaution, just put that. And then release the handbrake. Now, usually, it's fairly easy to remove the brake drum like so, okay? Usually, now. However, if you cannot remove the brake drum by hand like so, just find yourself an M8 by 1 bolt, okay? Do that here as well on the other side, and then if you screw this in, it's going to pull out the brake drum like so, okay? See, it's going to push itself up against this plate. Clearly this brake drum is soaked in brake fluid, okay? I hope you can see that. So we need to remove this, but first let's check here if we do not see any leaks here. So there's none there, okay? And there's the bleed screw. So in order for us to remove this, we don't need to remove this entire assembly, okay? Maybe I'll make a video of that, how to replace the brake shoe as well as how to adjust your brakes as well as your hand brakes, but on this video we're going to focus on this one, okay? So for this one we don't need to remove the entire assembly. What we just have to do is just to push this like so, and on the other side as well, and then we'll just wiggle our way through, out, okay? So we're going to remove that via here, okay? This is held on by, hold on. This is held on by 2 bolts here and here, okay? And this is the bleed screw. Of course, we need to, remove this brake line, okay? Now, because this bolt, as well as this flare fitting, has been exposed to the elements, it's a good idea before we try to even remove this to soak it with WD-40. Okay, so now we will first remove the brake flare nut with the wrench counterclockwise. You see, it's much easier with WD-40. Okay, so there's the bleeder screw. Okay, so 1 bolt down. So 1 bolt left. By the way, it's just simple tissue that I stuck or jumped down that fuel line, brake line. So we're almost there. Just have to wiggle that out of there. Okay, so simple. Okay, so now we will just disassemble and clean this. There's really nothing to it. Basically it's just two rubber boot, two pistons, and two rubber seals inside. Kind of stuck. There's a lot of corrosion inside there, so I'm not going to risk pulling it with here. I'm going to get a pair of pliers and pull it from this. Okay, it should come. Actually it's not. That's one, and let's try to push this one on here. Actually that's stuck. Okay, so this piston is really stuck, so try to hammer it out. Okay, shielding, and there we go. So this has been stuck for quite some time. So now I'm going to give this a good clean, as well as the pistons, and then we are going just to replace this, and then these are fairly cheap. Of course, you can opt to replace the entire assembly, but if we can still use this, then why not? Let's see. I'll clean this up and let's see the extent of damage inside. Okay, we'll also remove the rubber boot. Just clean this with diesel. By the way, this is just brush, so it's much softer. Okay, so as for the cylinder, we'll use this. Okay, so as a finishing touch, I'll buff the inside of the cylinder with some metal polish and this mini grinder with this sort of Scotch-Brite wheel. Okay, so that's it. There's few corrosion scratches here, but fortunately it's just on the outside, not on the inside. Okay, so I bought a new rubber seals, two of them, 35 pesos each. Okay, so and the easiest way to install this rubber seal on this piston is to soak the piston as well as the rubber seal in diesel. Its orientation is like so. Okay, and then just push it in. Okay, sorry about that. So let's try the other one without dropping it. Okay, that's it. Now the rubber boot, so it should be easy, just like that. Then let's insert the piston inside the cylinder, like so. Make sure there's freedom of movement, and then the other one, then just like that. Now let's put the bleed screw back on. Just bear in mind that one and this one, this is for the one that is tapered outside is for the brake line, and this one is for the tapered inwards is for the bleed screw. So that's it. Now we can put it back on here. Ideally it would be better to clean this first, but I'm running out of time. Basically I intend to make that the subject of my next video. I'll show you how to replace or remove and replace the brake shoe, as well as adjust your brakes and adjust your handbrakes. Okay, so for the meantime, this will have to do. So just stick it in, try to wiggle it inside the way we removed it. Okay, so there it goes. Now just put the 2 bolts back on the back plate. Okay, final touch. Then let's put the brake line back on there. Okay, so there it is back on, all tight. And then there's my cat. We can now put the brake drum back on, like so. Okay, so we're not going to put the wheel back on just yet. So anyway, it decided to rain, so the next thing that we'll do before bleeding the brake is I will flush this old brake fluid out, okay? Okay, so you're going to need a clear hose like this one. What is important is the same size. Hold on. It fits the bleeder screw perfectly like that. You need this clear hose if you're going to do this on your own, as well as it doesn't make a lot of mess. So we're going to loosen the bleed screw like so, and as you can see, brake fluid is already starting to come out. Then I will start my engine so that the hydro pack will start working. Okay, so now we can pump the old brake fluid out. As you can see, it's already starting to pump out, so I'll pump some more. Okay, so I'll keep pumping until there's no more brake fluid left, then I will flush it out with diesel. Okay, so basically there's no more brake fluid. Okay, so the reservoir, there's no more brake fluid, there's a little left. Now I'll pump it out, flush it out with diesel. Then pump some more. So I will try to suck this dirt out with this syringe. And as you can see, there's a lot of dirt in there. So we'll try to wipe that off, then splash some more diesel. So I will just use this paper towel. Okay, it's quite dirty. So I decided to brush it off. Wipe it off again. Okay, so as you can see, it's all clean now. So we'll flush it some more with diesel. Okay, so now that I'm done flushing the old brake fluid out with diesel, you see, the one underneath is brake fluid, the one on top is diesel. So they don't mix. So we'll now tighten back this bleed screw, and then we can begin to the bleeding process. Okay, so now fill it up with brake fluid. So now we can begin the bleeding process. The way we'll do this is that we need to start with the wheel or brake that is nearest to the brake master. So this is this one, okay, and this one goes to the other front wheel, and this one goes out to the back or rear wheel, which is this one. So you don't really have to take the front wheel off, but if you want to, it's better, it's much more convenient. But as far as I'm concerned, if I can do this without having to remove the wheel, then that's what I'll do. Actually, I already loosened that bleeder screw. So by the way, before I forget, every time you fill this up, and then before you begin to pump and bleed the air out, make sure that you put the cover back on, okay? Otherwise this won't work. Okay, so the way that we're going to do this is that we need to loosen the bleed screw first, okay? Then see that hose right there, straight to the receptacle. Okay, so with the engine running, we need to pump our brakes like so until we feel that there's pressure. Once we feel that, hold that position like so, and buttress the brake pedal, and then we will check our hose. What we're looking for is that it should all be brake fluid coming out of this clear hose. You don't want to see any air pockets. One other thing I need to emphasize, you need to do this with the cover on, okay? So I'll pump some more. Okay. Okay, so as you can see, I don't know if you can see that, but basically there's no more air pockets, with the exception on this part, but that's normal. So now we'll just pump some more and then we'll tighten the bleed screw. Let's check underneath again, and then it's just all brake fluid. Turn the bleed screw back on, then just move on the other side. So on this wheel, just repeat the same procedure. And we'll repeat the same procedure on the rear brakes, okay? I mean rear bleed screw. There's only one, only on this side. Okay, so as you have seen, it's all just brake fluid. There's no air pockets, okay? So we can tighten the bleeder screw back like so, and then remove the clear holes like so. So anyway, I hope you got the idea. Now we can release this, and so now we have new clean clear brake fluid, and the brake pedal feels solid. So anyway, I do believe that's it. If you have a leaking brake fluid problem, fix it yourself. This repair only cost me about 270 pesos, 35 pesos each for the rubber seals, and 200 pesos for a liter of brake fluid. So I hope this video can help you out. I hope you enjoyed it too. Sorry for the chickens, they're not mine, they're the neighbors. I cannot do anything about it. And like, subscribe, or share if you want to, okay? If you want to. And as always, thank you for watching.